In this video, I'm going to show you how I built this web-based wallet using the Stellar SDK and integrated it with Blend Capital's smart contracts so that users could receive a yield on their deposits. Blend is an over-collateralized lending pool, which means that users can deposit funds and receive a yield on them funds, and borrowers can borrow funds and pay an interest rate for their loan. With an over-collateralized lending pool, users need to deposit more funds than they take out. So in this example, users deposited $1,000 of XLM, and they've taken out $800 of USDC, which gives us a 0.8 loan-to-value ratio. Now, even if we don't want to take out a loan, we can deposit funds into Blend smart contracts and receive a yield which is based on the interest that borrowers are paying. This opens up the option for wallet developers to integrate Blend's products into their wallets and offer their users a way to receive yield on their holdings. Let's dive into a demo before we look at the example code. Okay, so I'm running this locally and I'm going to go ahead and generate an address. This uses the Stellar SDK to generate a key pair, a private key and a public key. We've got a public key here, we can show private key. Obviously don't do that on a YouTube video if you're doing this in production, but this is on testnet. So at the same time as generating this key, it also pings the friend bot and asks for testnet funds. So you can see that balance has refreshed now, and that means that we've got some funds in our account. The balance shown is the total amount including decimal places. So we've got some XLM, we've got 0 USDC, and there's 0 in Blend deposits. Let's go ahead and deposit some funds to Blend. So let's deposit that amount. You see how snappy that is. Transaction successful, and straight away we can see our balance is updated. So we've got less funds in our actual wallet balance, less XLM in our wallet balance because those funds have actually been deposited and are acting as collateral in the Blend protocol. We've essentially sent them XLM tokens to Blend smart contract. Now, if we want to get them back, we just click withdraw all. If we refresh that balance, we can see that those funds have come back into our wallet, minus a transaction fee, which is paid for in a native XLM token. Now let's take a look at the code. So we've got a standard HTML file here, and straight away I'm importing the Stellar SDK from a CDN network, and also the bundle here, which I've made locally, which is just a web pack of the Blend SDK. Got a little bit of CSS to make it look pretty, and some fairly standard HTML, which I won't go through, but it's basically form inputs. And then we get down to the JavaScript. So we're setting a network to testnet here for testing, obviously. And we've got this pool contract, which is the smart contract Blend have deployed, which holds the XLM and the USDC together and has all the logic for that over-collateralized lending. We've got the token contract for the XLM token and the USDC token. Note that these will change if you move it across to mainnet. We then got some RPC URLs for the testnet and mainnet, and we're going to set up a wallet. So we've got a little bit of general functionality here to save the wallet. Notice we're doing this in local storage. This isn't the most secure way to store kind of secret data. So if you're doing this in a production environment, you might want to look at something more robust. Say, for example, you can look at Tyler's work on passkeys. He's got some excellent examples of how you can use next-gen kind of authentication systems to sign transactions. We've then got some utility functions. Then we've got this fund address function, which uses the friend bot address to fund our public key and send us some testnet tokens, the XLM tokens, so we can pay the transaction fees. We've got the code here, which uses the Stellar SDK to generate a random address. And then we're saving that wallet and we're funding the wallet before re-rendering the page. We've then got a fairly generic function here which simulates a transaction to get a token balance. There's a few ways of doing this, but this is actually a Soroban native way of doing it. So we're going to be calling the balance function within a smart contract to get a token balance for an account. We're passing in the contract ID for the token, so this can be used for any token, assuming they use the standard interface. We're setting the source account to our wallet public key, and then we're passing through an operation with operation arguments, which are set here, which we're passing through this wallet public key as an address. The address here is quite important because that allows us to encode the data correctly to pass through to the smart contract. We're then calling this rpc.simulate transaction, which instead of distributing the transaction across the entire decentralized network, it just runs it locally on its own node, which passes the data back using its copy of the blockchain. It's a more computationally efficient way of reading data from a blockchain, assuming you trust the RPC node. Finally, we're going to return the decoded data. You can see from the next function that we're calling that for the XM contract. Now we get down to the juicy stuff, and we're going to execute a Blend transaction here. If we copy the contract address for the Blend Smart contract, we can go to Stellar Expert, set the network to testnet, paste that contract address in, and we have some source code here, and further down we've got an interface. If we scroll down, we can see this submit function. This is the function that we're going to use to both send deposits and withdraw our funds as well. And some of the input variables are packed into this vector here. To simplify the interaction with this contract, we're going to be using the Blend SDK. So let's go down to that function, and we can see we've got a source key pair, we're setting up an RPC node, and we're setting up the Blend pool using the Blend SDK. We're setting a request type to deposit, this is just an enum, and then we're calling blend pool.submit, which is this function from the smart contract here. From there, we're going to set up this operation XDR, passing in the input variables. The from, spender, and to wallets are all the same, that's our address. And then we've got this request vector, which includes the amount, the request type, which is that E number, I think it's 2 for deposit, 3 for withdrawal, and the address of the XLM contract. Once that's all set up, we can pass it through and create a transaction using the Stellar SDK transaction builder as normal, add the op XDR operation, build it, and prepare and send the transaction. The final thing we need to be able to do is to get a balance of how much collateral we've deposited and withdraw it all from the system. The withdrawal function is exactly the same as the deposit function, you just change this action type. But to get the amount, we need to call this get blend balance. And what this does is it uses a separate get positions function within that smart contract. Let's go ahead and find that here. And just above submit, you see this get positions, you pass in address, and it will send you back how much collateral you've got within that pool. Again, because this is a read-only transaction, we can just simulate the results and pass back the decoded balance. When we put that all together, we simply call get blend balance, store that as a variable, and then pass that through with the withdraw action type. If you scroll back up to history, you'll be able to see the transactions going through in the block explorer as you're calling them from the wallet. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you want to learn more about Soroban and the Stellar network and integrating these Lego bricks of DeFi into your products, then there's some resources in the description. Thank you for watching.